Welcome to the Daily Business and Finance Show. Global power grid spending must double to meet climate goals, says IEA. Alphabet and Meta poised to benefit from digital ad growth, Wedbush reports. Eli Lilly and Gilead favored by BofA ahead of Q3 earnings. New titles drive 10% surge in U.S. video game sales for September. Bank's Q3 earnings calls highlight headcounts as key focus. Analysts say Rollins' recent sell-off creates buying opportunity. Notable earnings after Monday's close. Buyout group reconsiders acquisition of eBay-backed Adevinta. Report. Stay tuned after the short ad break to learn more. According to the International Energy Agency, global investments in power grids must double by 2030 to align with climate and clean energy objectives. While spending on renewables has increased, investment in grid infrastructure remains stagnant at approximately $300 billion annually. The IEA cautions that insufficient investment and regulatory support for power grids could impede the transition to clean energy. To effectively integrate renewable sources and phase out fossil fuels, an additional 50 million miles of power lines will be required by 2040. Furthermore, the report emphasizes a significant backlog of renewable projects awaiting grid connections, which is equivalent to 5 times the combined solar and wind capacity added globally in 2022.
Wedbush Securities predicts that Alphabet, represented by the tickers GOOG and GOOGL, as well as Meta Platforms, represented by the ticker Meta, will experience positive effects from the growth in digital advertising. Analyst Dan Ives anticipates a favorable outlook for digital advertising in the second half of 2023, despite uncertainties in the macroeconomic environment. Data from research firm Magna reveals that digital ad growth accelerated to 8.7% year-over-year in Q2 and further increases are expected. Research firm Sky also indicates a promising landscape for digital advertising in Q3, particularly highlighting robust growth in retail media and paid search. Although there was a decline in year-over-year paid social spending, it showed improvement compared to Q2 and could have a positive impact on Meta Platforms and Pinterest. Wedbush has a neutral rating on Pinterest but holds an optimistic view on Meta's future due to rising ad prices and reduced price pressure. Regarding Alphabet, Ives expects continued ad growth alongside efforts focused on cost management and capital spending. Both Alphabet and Meta are scheduled to report their Q3 results soon.
Bank of America expresses optimism regarding the biopharma Q3 earnings season for Eli Lilly and Gilead. However, concerns arise for Pfizer and Regeneron. The healthcare sector has been impacted by the conclusion of the pandemic emergency, resulting in underperformance of biotech and pharma stocks. Investors are favoring Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, developers of obesity drugs, over COVID-19 product manufacturers. Bank of America attributes this underperformance to sector rotation but anticipates a soft landing as macroeconomic conditions improve. Strong demand is expected for products from Eli Lilly and Gilead, while Pfizer and Regeneron face uncertainty in demand for their COVID products.
U.S. video game sales experienced a significant surge in September, witnessing a 10% increase to $4.495 billion compared to the same period in the previous year. This growth was primarily driven by the release of new games, which contributed to a rise of 13% in game content revenues, reaching $3.847 billion. However, hardware sales saw a slight decline of 8%, amounting to $451 million. Looking at the overall performance for this year, the U.S. video game industry is currently running 2% ahead of last year's pace. The total sales for 2023 have reached an impressive $39.38 billion so far. This growth can be attributed mainly to digital premium downloads and the dominance of new game titles on top charts.
Big banks are seeking to reduce costs by downsizing their workforce due to the low activity in capital markets. Citigroup has already cut around 7,000 employees and intends to continue doing so. Bank of America has experienced a decline in headcount since January and aims to further decrease expenses. Goldman Sachs is concentrating on targeted investments in staff after significant job reductions earlier this year. Wells Fargo plans to persist with reducing headcount, while J.P. Morgan Chase has actually increased its number of employees. Morgan Stanley did not address headcount during its earnings call.
Shares of Rollins Incorporated experienced an 8.4% decline following the release of competitor Rentokil's third-quarter results. This drop in share price has been viewed by analysts as a favorable opportunity for investors to purchase shares. Jason Haas, an analyst at Bank of America, finds ROL appealing with its current price-to-earnings ratio of 32 times based on projected earnings for 2024. Haas also identifies several factors that could benefit Rollins in the future, including southern migration patterns, climate change effects, increased pest resiliency, and a growing trend towards do-it-yourself pest control methods. Ashish Sabadra from RBC shares this sentiment and believes that the decrease in ROL stock presents an advantageous buying opportunity. Additionally, Michael Hoffman from Stifel has upgraded his rating on ROL from hold to buy. It is worth noting that Rollins will announce its third-quarter earnings on Wednesday. A consortium led by private equity firms Permira and Blackstone is reconsidering its pursuit of European online classified ads company Adevinta due to a price gap. The consortium plans to take the deal back to its investment committee. Adevinta, backed by eBay, has a market cap of $11.4 billion. The investor group may still decide to go ahead with an offer. Adevinta's stock has jumped 21% since news of the buyout interest was first reported in September.
Thank you for joining us on the Daily Business and Finance Show. Stay informed, make smart decisions, and we'll catch you next time. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. Farewell until tomorrow. Have a good one wherever you are.
This content is sourced from the Seeking Alpha website, so support our podcast by becoming a Seeking Alpha Premium subscriber. See the show notes page for links to sign up. This episode is produced by Classic Studios. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.